Hello everybody, welcome to Ageless Rock. In this video, I'm going to share with you a mysterious ancient town called Vetulonia. It is in Tuscany region in Italy. Early Villanovan settlements have been dated to be approximately 2900 years ago. About 200 years later, it became a city. However, it is believed that the Cyclopean walls came around about 2500 years ago. I have also presented Cyclopean walls in Roselle, Orbetello, and Cosa in my previous video. Generally, you can think of these walls as 2500 years old. Vetulonia village today was once a busy acropolis and also a necropolis when the Etruscans played a dominant role in trade. You can drop by 4 interesting tombs in 10 minutes driving back from your visit to the Cyclopean wall. Around the medieval times, this town was called Colonna di Buriano. At that time, Vetulonia was a legendary lost city of gold. There were explorers looking for this mythical or legendary lost city of gold throughout Etruscan land. It was in 1880 when Isidoro Fauci discovered Colonna as the lost city of gold called Vetulonia. He was a doctor by profession, but an archaeologist as a hobby. It was confirmed later that he rediscovered the lost city of gold, and in 1887, Colonna was renamed Vetulonia. As we all know, culture evolves and adapts all the time. Villanovan culture developed into Etruscan culture at some point in history. This wall is called Etruscan wall. Since we don't know who built them, maybe we can also call this Villanovan wall. Whatever you call it, this wall is definitely out of place because it is a polygonal Cyclopean wall which no one seems to know how it got here. Obviously, medieval fortification took advantage of the pre-existing megalithic polygonal wall. Nobody changes technology so fast that they use 2 types of stone for one wall. We also cannot explain how it ended up on a hilltop, approximately 330 meters above sea level. It would have been a long and dangerous drag up the slope. It would have been a whole lot easier to break it down to smaller and manageable size. This 38 meters long, 2 meters wide Cyclopean wall is completely out of place. It is a useless row of gigantic block of stones. If it is to be a wall, what was it trying to divide? This Cyclopean wall was not used as a fort because it did not enclose anything. It can be a very thick wall but low enough to climb over, so that means it was just a divider. Also, there are thousands of ancient tombs in Grosseto province, but in this area it looks like only 4 made it to the top as far as tourism is concerned. The most famous tomb is Diavolino II. I wonder why it is called Little Devil. For a tomb of this size, it is definitely for a very important person. We should have a clue from inscriptions. Mounds like this around the world are typically known as tombs. If this is a tomb, why was it designed to have a passage for easy entrance and exit? This is an engineering design meant for regular use. Artifacts were found but the body was assumed stolen. If I am a tomb robber, I would have done exactly the opposite. It is an amazing achievement for an ancient culture to produce a slab like this, but what bothers me is the striation. If this is a tool mark, then it is definitely not from a tool known to our ancient history. In fact, it is absolutely strange that we have 2 slabs to form a trapezoidal shape. Trapezoidal shape is very unique to megalithic culture around the world. We know that there is a stone pillar in the middle because the one in Pietrera tomb nearby has one. This becomes obvious to me that it is not a tomb. This structure is very hard to construct. If it is for an important person, there will be inscriptions all over, inside or outside. This pillar has a trapezoidal shape. Could it be a simple structure that receives energy and beams into the sky? To me, it can be anything but a tomb. The pillar is uncannily similar to the one in Nias Island in Indonesia. We don't know what is the pillar for in Italy, but for the tribal inhabitants of Nias Island, it was recycled as a structure to jump over before they can become a warrior. Today, this tradition is still a sport. If Niasans built this structure to jump over, they would have kept the skill of making polygonal blocks as good as they keep the tradition. I wish I can solve the mystery of trapezoidal shaped openings. Machu Picchu in Peru, Yoshimi in Japan, and Baraba caves in India have the same trapezoidal entrance. Looks like Indonesia received the same blueprint and made Toraja tombs and Gua Gajah in Bali, the same type of megalithic entrance. One is a tomb while the other is a sacred cave for Hindus. I think humans recycle them to what is logical to them. Astana tomb in China and Tarsian temple in Malta also join in the global architecture. These ancient civilizations did not influence each other, and the probability of the same design by chance is zero. At the archaeological site nearby, there are a lot of stone walls. I think you can find this wall here. It looks like a normal wall, but if you look closer, you will know it is a polygonal wall. But this is not just a polygonal wall. It has unusually high number of small rectangular insert blocks. It looks like making polygonal blocks will have small gaps because of the tools. These small gaps are easier to fill in by inserting a small block. This shows that shaping limestone blocks were easy if you have the right tools. You can find them in Easter Island and Peru. Although those in Vetulonia are not perfect tight-fitting, the idea is the same. I just want to highlight the concept of slotting a block to fit a gap is a megalithic engineering trademark. Another mysterious object is a stone ball. Even if Etruscan can make one of these with chisel quality 2,700 years ago, why would they do it? What is it for? There are plenty of mysterious giant stone balls in Costa Rica and a few in Bosnia. They are definitely of the same mysterious civilization with technology we will never know. In short, I think the existence of Vetulonia is far more complicated than just an evolution of tribal people into a sophisticated society and then vanish into history only to have a legendary lost city of gold left for people to rediscover. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for watching my presentation on Cyclopean Wall of Vetulonia in Italy. See you next time. Arrivederci, a presto.